Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the terms civil society and non-government organizations and discuss their role in development. So, what is civil society? Now, civil society is a term that's been around for a while, but it came into the spotlight in the late 1900s where people around the world were getting tired of their state. For instance, India suffered from an unresponsive political party that ignored its people. Eastern European nations suffered from dictators and a lack of human rights, and so on. So people turned to this civil society as a means of social renewal, as an alternative to their state. Now, civil society is this broad term that encompasses all organizations that exist outside the state and the market. You might be thinking of organizations like Vinnie's, which provide for the poor when the government fails to, or human rights activists, which keep governments on watch. But civil society also includes groups that exist for purposes other than your social and political agendas. For example, your local rugby leagues club, or your Bible studies groups, or even a bird watching club. These all fall under civil society. Furthermore, civil society also includes your bad groups. Gangs and organized crime rings are examples of this, and they also fall under civil society. Under civil society, you'll find your non-profit organizations, and under your non-profit organizations, you'll find a category of interest groups called non-government organizations. Now, NGOs are organizations with certain agendas, and a good example of this is Greenpeace. It is common that the terms civil society and NGO are used interchangeably, but as you can see now, that's pretty inaccurate. Like civil society agents, NGOs aren't always good. I mean, a few of you probably think that an NGO working to establish free trade is doing good for the public. An equal number of you will probably disagree, thinking that an NGO which lobbies for domestic job security is the one doing good. This goes to show that NGOs have their own agendas, and that doesn't necessarily translate into a public benefit. So now that you understand civil society and NGOs, let's talk about their role in development. So, civil society strengthens the public sphere. You've got a stronger voice of the people, a means of playing watchdog to the government, and potentially being able to provide social goods which the government won't. Throughout history, you have examples of where governments fail to effectively provide social needs like this, such as healthcare or education. This raises the question, should civil society be an alternative to the state, to step in when the state fails? Or should civil society be involved with the state, to influence the actions of the state so that they are more effective and relevant to the people? I'm going to say that civil society has a role in both. Civil society agents are more in touch with the people. They've been on the ground and they've seen things firsthand, and as such, given the resources, they can make a bigger impact than state approaches. But at the same time, civil society doesn't have to take away from the state. It can ensure the performance of the state by playing a supporting role in helping to make and implement policy. As this presentation continues, we will be highlighting a specific NGO and their role in development. Firstly, we will discuss the NGO in terms of its accountability to the people. When an NGO sets out to fix a certain problem or to fill a social need, what happens if it fails? How should it behave and conduct its business? How transparent or legitimate are its actions? Secondly, we will discuss its local context. So, does our NGO speak for the local people? Does it understand the local politics, or does it just add to conflict? A good example of where this issue arises is foreign aid into war-torn countries, where the supplies just support and further entrench powerful dictators. So do these NGOs really understand what the people need? Finally, we will discuss how this NGO is contributing to development. Is it empowering and giving agency to the marginalized, or is it providing services that would be otherwise ignored by the state?